Well, that'll annoy you. Welcome. Hey, it's Comic Artist Pro Secrets. You're listening to Ethan Van Sciver. Real quick live video, because I've got the High Council tonight at 9. But I wanted to hello everyone. Hi. Oh, we got to share this out so people know to come on here. You know. Live now. Live now. Come join me. Come join me. And 254 people? That's not so bad. I want it to be more like, 335 people. I want to be more like Scott Adams. He doesn't start talking until he gets 500 people in here. Yeah. You can hear me or you can't hear me? Yeah, all right. Okay, look. Fix this. Fix this now, everyone. Fix this now. Yeah, hi, everyone. My name is Ethan Van Sciver. This is Comic Artist Pro Secrets. Like I said, just doing a quick thing here. I want to keep you guys updated and informed. First of all, I can't believe this. I took a nice nap today. Just woke up, just got out of bed, and was very happy to see. Very, very pleased. Very pleased indeed to see that our GoFundMe campaign for Richard C. Meyer. Can you think of a more worthy recipient for fundraising than your boy Zach right here? Your boy Zach. Here he is. Back your boy Zach. What is this? $79,504. That's well above our initial estimate, our initial target. Our initial target was just to make $75,000, but we blew right past that. We had another big, huge donation. Somebody was, look, the thing about these kind of campaigns is that you need to talk about what they're for. I mean, what exactly is Mark Waid fighting for here? What is he fighting for? He doesn't have anything. He doesn't have a noble cause. Nobody can relate to what he's talking about. What he's doing is he's fighting for his right to interfere with other people's business arrangements. That's what he's fighting for, essentially. We're fighting for something so much better than that. Comicsgate is fighting for the ability and the right to do our comic books within this comic book industry without fear of far left-winger goofballs who think they're white knights coming in and interfering with our contracts. It's so important. You can't. This is the very foundation of Comicsgate at this point. It's the very foundation of Comicsgate. If we lose this one, it's ball game. It's over. The other side wins. They own the comic book industry. They are definitely, not only are they the mainstream, but they're it. That's all there is. All there is kooky kooks and loop-de-loos telling you guys that, I don't know, diversity is our strength over and over and over again, while taking away the characters that you love, replacing them with like flat, fill-in versions, cosplay versions of the characters that you love, to make themselves feel good about how open-minded they are. How open-minded. How very open-minded. So we can't do that. That we got to actually at least have a voice within the comic book industry. We've got to at least be able to, do our own comics, independent of the mainstream, if that's what it will be. Now, we will still criticize the mainstream. We will still point the finger of scorn. That's what we will do. We will continue to point the finger of scorn at these menaces, at these weirdos who continue to do obnoxious things to the comic book industry while screaming and howling and, I don't know, insulting the audience. That's you guys, the customers, the fans. Cars in Depth, $2. Tug got doxxed and threatened at work. We're going to talk about that in a second too. I hope you have time to do this. I'm hoping to wrap this up in an hour. This is going to be a short live stream. An hour seems like a long time, but it isn't. It isn't in a live stream. You want to keep talking. You want to kind of expound upon your point. But we want to make this kind of quick so that we can do the high council. I want you guys to have this information. So, this is awesome. Once you explain to people that that's what this is for, that's what Zach is fighting for, people want to donate. And we had a huge donation today. We've had 3 big donations. Look at this, $12,000 from an anonymous donor. Now the loop-de-loo, again, I'm going to use the word loop-de-loo. I think Andrea made up that word. And Andrea made up the word loop-de-loo, wackadoo. She says all those things and they make me laugh. She's a Jersey girl to the bone. And I don't know, it makes me happy. So loop-de-loos are all propagating these conspiracy theories. Here's what they're saying. First of all, when you launch a GoFundMe campaign, and I've launched this on behalf of Zach. So on behalf of Richard Meyer, I immediately turn over the money or the ability to collect the money to him. And so the first day that this started, he raised, I think, $35,000. And we were both like, they're going to try to take this down. They're going to try to take this down and they're going to take this money away from you. And Zach and I said, well, look, withdraw right away. File for withdrawal, take that $35,000 and that will at least help you. So worst case scenario, if they do actually are able to take this down through some chicanery, through some shenanigans, you'll at least have, the $35,000 that people gave you, and that'll keep you hanging on for a little while. And he was like, okay. And so he did, and he took the money out. Now, it's going to take 3 days for that to hit his account. It doesn't just appear in your account. That'd be nice. That would be nice if these donations were instantaneous and they could immediately appear in your bank account the second that you take them out, that you withdraw them. That ain't how this works. It does take 3 days to clear your bank account. So Zach doesn't have any of this money yet. He's trying to get some of this money. So you can withdraw and the first thing hits you, I guess, in 3 days. And then every subsequent 3 days, they do it again. They kind of will empty out the account into your bank. So he will receive all of this money, one presumes, by the end of the week. These weirdos. I can't. One of them is Eric Larson. What is going on? Comic book artist Eric Larson is one of the people who's putting this idea forward. The idea that we can just immediately withdraw, say $30,000, which is what Zach did. Withdraw $30,000 and then reinvest it into your own account. That would be interesting, Eric. That would be very, very interesting. The problem is, first of all, you would have to have the $30,000. Okay. So that money would have to instantly be in Zach's hands in order to reinvest it under anonymous fake names, even though we all know who these people are. Well, we know who these 2 people are. We don't know who this person is, and it ain't me. So you'd have to actually have it in your hands to do that. But the second reason why that doesn't make any goddamn sense, Eric Larson, and those of you weird loop-de-loos, those of you loop-de-loos on the left, the reason why that doesn't make any sense is that Zach has to pay taxes on this total. So essentially, he could keep doing this over and over again, withdrawing $30,000 and reinvesting it in himself until he gets to $1 million. And then what? Then it looks like everyone loves him. Yeah, everyone is going to love him, including the Internal Revenue Service, who is going to ask him to pay taxes on $1 million. That's why this doesn't work. That's why this is a stupid theory. Also, it runs counter to what our actual goal is. Our actual goal is not to impress you guys. It's not to impress the loop-de-loo left. Our actual goal is to raise money, legitimate money, in order to be able to sustain this lawsuit all the way to trial. Wow, all the way to trial. Tripping over my own tongue. We want to sustain this lawsuit all the way to trial. Why? Because Mark Waid has let it be known the one thing that he enjoys doing, and we talked about this before, when he threatened Shannon. Is it Shannon? Yes, Shannon Pierce-Outlaw. When she threatened Shannon Pierce-Outlaw or when he threatened her, he basically said, "Do you have tens of thousands of dollars to hold out against my lawyers, because we do, and we're going to win. All right, so that is why it is very, very important that Zach have a war chest big enough to hold out against Mark Waid and his war chest. This has become almost like an arms war in a way. I think Mark Waid has kind of fizzled out a little bit at around 68,000, short of his goal of 75,000. We're going to go way past this. I'm going to continue to promote this campaign. I'm going to continue to spread the news, and I think you guys should too. I'm going to continue to try to get people to donate to this because it is very, very much a free speech issue. It's more than that. It's more than a free speech issue. It's about the right to do the work that you want to do. Independent of people like Mark Waid, do the work that you want to do. Enter into contracts with other people without having them be threatened. What Mark Waid did was temperamental. It seemed like it was kind of a mafia tactic of scaring this other guy away, scaring him away. Why? Why? How? He's got his methods of doing things. I'm going to show you those in a second. And, hold on a second. Let me stop sharing for a minute. Mark Waid has a way of speaking, a way of talking to people, and he's actually very open about it. I want you to understand. Hold on one second. Here it is. It's good to be prepared. It's a good thing to be prepared. I did an interview today about this, by the way, guys. I'm actually going to do some press. I feel like this is so important that I'm going to actually get out there and do a little bit of talking about it, let people know, educate people. Otherwise, they're not going to know. This is Mark Waid talking about what he did to Zach. Okay, and this is proof that this was tortious interference. These three highlighted items here. These three highlighted items prove without a shadow of a doubt that Mark Waid is guilty of tortious interference. First of all, he called one of the parties involved. He admits it. So I called the publisher. Okay, that's thing one. You actually did it. You admit that you called. You didn't threaten to call. You called the publisher. This is an admission right here. Who I knew to be a good guy because I suspected. Look at this flattery. I know you're a good guy. Don't disappoint me by being a bad guy. Don't disappoint me by doing what I don't want you to do and turn out to be a bad guy because I know you're a good guy in your heart. I know you're going to fuck this guy over for me. I know it because you're a good guy. Because I suspected there was more to this than, yes, sign us up to make money for the transphobe. Wow. Absolutely incredible. And there was. He's a busy man who has a full-time day job. That's right. He's a doctor. He's a doctor. He doesn't know what goes on social media. He doesn't even really know what goes on in the comic book industry. He does his comic book publishing part-time. So he's unaware of all of this. And he has friends in the industry, sure. But he is not fully aware of what a person like Mark Waid can do to him. So Mark Waid needed to make him aware. Okay. He's not much for social media. No, he's not. So it never occurred to him to vet the creators. Why would it? Why would he anyway? Why do you need to vet the creators? Here's how I vet my creators. You suck. No, I don't want to work with you. Oh, you're really good. Yeah, I do want to work with you. That's how you should vet a creator. You look at their work and you sort of assess whether or not it's going to make a good comic book to sell, because that's all the customer actually cares about. Mark Waid would actually like to sieve out people who have politics that differ from his. He wants to sieve them out. Why would it? That's an honest mistake to make. Look at him. Look at this language here. He's like, I'm going to give you all the rope. I'm going to forgive you. Don't let me down. This is the mercy that you'll receive if you do what I want you to do. That's an honest mistake to make. As a publisher myself, if I see work I like and want to publish, it doesn't automatically occur to me to just, by the way, make sure the creator is a decent human being. Again, all talking like 14-year-old girls. And by the way, but apparently it ought to. Lesson learned. Here we go. Here's admission of understanding, admission of what he's doing. This is the warning right here. This is the threat. I phoned him out of legitimate concern trolling. Hey, nice Yeah, it'd be a shame. It'd be a shame if you publish this guy and bad things happen to you. I phoned him out of legitimate concern to warn him. See that warning? See this underlined in red? Warn. I'm warning you that there seemed to be a lot of anger directed at him by fans, unhappy that he'd so openly embraced someone whose entire reputation that you basically gave him through defamation and harassment, was based on harassment and preaching intolerance and bigotry. Not war- Now here's Mark going, I'm not a gangster. I'm not a gangster. He didn't start this gangster shit. That is a lie. You did start this gangster, not gangsta. You did start this gangster shit, Mark. Not warn him like, hey, if you know what's good for you, I'm just saying. See, this is self-awareness. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. He warned him. The reputation that Zach has was stoked on through lies, fear-mongering, defamation at the hands of people like Mark Waid, and specifically Mark Waid. So when you phone him out of legitimate concern to warn him that there's going to be trouble if you actually do go through with this business arrangement, which is going to be extremely profitable. Obviously, by the way, Zach just closed down Jawbreakers today. Jawbreakers ended up selling north of $400,000 in pre-orders. I believe it's $405,000 is where he landed. Imagine that. Imagine this small press publisher, not being threatened by Mark Waid and being able to share in 50% of the profits of that project. He could have bought a nice new car. And when I say a nice new car, I mean, what's an Lexus? What would you get? BMW? You could get a pretty nice car for half of the profits of that. But no, here comes man baby Mark Waid, king baby Mark Waid, to come in and basically phone him out of legitimate concern. This is called tortious interference. Now, what if Mark Waid didn't know? What if Mark Waid didn't know that there was an agreement? And see, that's one of the things that you can kind of weasel. You can say, well, I didn't know there was an official agreement. I mean, one has to be aware of the contract. One has to be aware of the contract in order for this to be tortious interference. Warn him as someone who has respect for him. I'm going to disrespect you if you don't do what I want. This is the way all SJWs talk. You get a ton of sweet as sugar flattery. It's a warning. This is what you get. You get these head pats if you do what I want. If you do what I don't want, this is all going to turn around 180 degrees. All right. That he may not realize who he'd gotten in bed with. Boom. Here's admission that Mark Waid understood that there was a verbal contract and agreement. Right here. Right here. By the way, this underscores this. He called the publisher. The publisher of what? The publisher of Jawbreakers. But right here confirms it. He knew. He knew. When he said he'd gotten in bed with, that doesn't mean what, no, it means who he decided to do business with. Right here underscores that Mark Waid was fully aware that there was a contract. Here he is taking action to break up the contract. Here he is talking about what he told the publisher of Antarctic Press. This is a threat. These are threats. Make no mistake. They don't sound like threats, but they're threats. They're threats. Mark Waid is a very well connected individual within mainstream comics. He knows all of the retailers. He's been doing this for a long time. He's been doing a lot of, he does a lot of handshaking. He does a lot of handshaking. He knows all these people. He's worked with all the artists. And by the way, when you know a writer, when you have a relationship with a big, powerful writer, you kind of want to stay on good terms with that writer. Because most writers aren't very good. So if you've got a good one who's willing to work with you, you want to kind of stay on good terms with him. So he's got those people in the palm of his hand, and then he's got his other peers who know Mark Waid is a good human being. He's one of the best people I've ever known. So he actually admitted this publicly. This is public. I didn't get this. I didn't invade anywhere. I didn't need private investigators to get this. This is actually him publicly admitting exactly what he did. He knew what he did. Absolutely knew what he did. He was fully aware of it. Yeah, he knew it. All right. So that having been said, Richard C. Myers' campaign is very important. Link is in the description, by the way. The link is in the description. Have you donated yet? Have you given him $10, $20 in order to say, no, I don't want to tolerate this. I don't want to tolerate this behavior. I don't want to. I don't want to be a part of this. I don't want to support it. And by the way, I want to actively discourage it. Actively discourage that kind of behavior. I don't think it should be permitted in comics. And by the way, I think that it should actually be punished. I think it should actually be punished, and of course it should. So, Mark Waid, why would he do this? Mark Waid has a temper. Mark Waid thinks he is the sheriff of comics. We've gone over this over and over again. Mark Waid seems to think that it's his job to make sure that people behave the way he wants them to behave. Mark Waid feels like it's his place to step in on behalf of everyone else who's been marginalized. People have been marginalized, and Mark Waid is here to save the day. He's here to stand up to bullies by bullying people, evidently. Hey, who exactly was the bully in that circumstance? Who exactly was the bully in the circumstance between Mark Waid and the poor publisher who was hoping to make that nice big fat profit check by publishing Jawbreakers? I think it was Mark. I think those were threats. And I think that if it weren't for Mark, that guy would have a big fat check sitting in front of him. Well, not right now, but pretty soon, like in the next couple of months, because I think it's just going to, Jawbreakers is just going to print now. All right, so that's Mark. Mark's temper is another thing. Mark seems to have an incredible temper. It's legendary. People whisper about it. I've actually shown you proof of it. He calls you guys my fans. In fact, fans in general. You don't even have to be my fans. You just have to be listeners at any point in time to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. He calls you rat fox, who should be, quote, God, I hate this, fucked with a rusty chainsaw. That's his temper. That's his maturity level. Let's review this again right here. Shannon Pierce-Outlaw, lovely woman of color. Woman of color. WOC. Woman of color. I've gone back and forth. Okay, so she just released this on Facebook just 2 or 3 days ago. I guess it was 3 days ago. I've gone back and forth on this very personal post, but I'm seething with so much rage that I have to let it out. I'm done pretending it didn't happen. The non-disclosure agreement, the NDA, has been up for years, and I never had to sign a thing. So Shannon actually was just protecting, I believe she was protecting her husband by not speaking up. Fuck Mark Waid, she says. Wow. That'll get you in trouble. Yanni Hill says, stop saying of color. No, I'm going to. I'm going to ram their own terms right up their own asses. You want to call them women of color, people of color? Great. Great. That's what I'll call them too. And I will shove it right up your ass. All right. Lovely woman. Shannon Pierce-Outlaw. Person of color. POC. Okay. Fuck Mark Waid, she says. Fuck Mark Waid. This man got into business with us. He created a partnership for the comic book store that was never technically legalized when his POS girlfriend decided, that's part of the solution, by the way. Girlfriend decided she wanted Jason, her husband, gone. He sided with her, knowing it was wrong. When it got bad and we finally lawyered up, we were told, do you have tens of thousands of dollars? Can you imagine a lawyer saying this to you? Do you have, no, not a lawyer, somebody else, maybe Mark or somebody else. Who would say this? Who's this third party? Do you have tens of thousands of dollars? Because he does, and he's going to drag this out in court. We can win, and we will win, and that's when you're going to owe us in fees. Can you cover that? Because he can. I know his lawyer, and he's giddy at the prospect. Can't wait to bully this woman of color. Can't wait. We had to let the store go. Okay. 10 years of my best friend's life was gone. 10 years of hard work realizing a dream was ripped away from him. And to add insult to injury, he left that store with $150,000 in annual sales, $100,000 in profit and fixtures, and Mark paid Jason Pierce-Outlaw less than $5,000 to shut his mouth and walk away. So in essence, they got into business with these two people. Sadly, that was never technically legalized that they're in business together. Mark forced them out. Some kind of lawsuit. That was our reality. Threats of a lawsuit. A rich, recognized, a wealthy white man wanted more and took it. Wouldn't enter into a contract apparently with Shannon. Wouldn't do that. Wouldn't give her the dignity and protection of a mutually agreed upon written contract. I don't know how that works. I guess he didn't feel like he needed to. That way he could rob the little guy, smear his name. He took his business, and then a year later broke up with the girlfriend and signed it all over to her like it didn't even happen. He ran. He literally flew across the country and away from his problems. He throws money around, or he runs and hides. We always heard about his temper. We didn't realize the reality. If you don't believe me, there's a 911 tape out there of Jason calmly calling the cops while Mark is screaming bloody murder, destroying the store in the background. Fact. Now, I don't know all the details of this lawsuit. She's referring to Diversity in Comics versus Mark Waid, and I don't really care. What I do know is Mark's temper got him in another situation, and he's using his popularity, and boy, is he using his popularity. I've never seen anything like this. These people who are coming out of the woodwork to defend Mark Waid for his behavior should know better. But no, he's very popular. He's very popular. So he can get people to, I guess, behave in ways that are not good for them, that don't benefit them, but they benefit Mark. What I do know is Mark's temper got him in another situation, and he's using his popularity and his fans to take money from hardworking people to fund his lawsuit, and he certainly is. He absolutely does not need your money, and he absolutely deserves what's coming to him. That's correct. He doesn't need your money. That money is probably being raised. I'm going to guess at this point. I'm going to guess that money is being raised to spread around the penalty that he's going to endure, the settlement that he's going to endure. He's going to make his friends pay the settlement that he's going to offer Zach. Is it a coincidence that the $75,000 that he is asking for is the exact sum of money that Zach lists in terms of damages in the original complaint? Is that a coincidence? I don't know if that's a weird coincidence. So you're raising the $75,000 from your friends to make them to make your friends and your fans pay for your bad, piss poor behavior. Piss poor behavior. All right. So there's a 911 tape out there of Jason calmly calling the cops while Mark is screaming bloody murder, destroying the store in the background. Fact. Here's what we have right now. We have been working very, very hard to get the tape. The tape is coming. From what I understand, the tape is still coming. What we did receive today was the CAD report. Okay. We received the CAD report, and we are assured, that the tape is coming and it is on our way. Let me see. Can I blow this up? This is the report of Mark Waid. And Jason, okay, this was made on behalf of Jason Pierce-Outlaw. Jason Pierce-Outlaw came to work to find Mark Waid, apparently, in a rage. He says that Mark Waid began throwing things at him. He said he took an entire shelf of product and just raked, with a K, raked his arm across it and threw all of the product at Jason. That is physical abuse. Here is the transcript of the not the transcript. This is the report coming into the police officer, making notes, trying to explain what's going on at the business, why they need to roll code. Mark Garves. Support Jason's trying to say Mark Waid. Correction, Waid. Mark's Garves. No, Mark Waid. Look at this. Tearing up the business inside. Send cops over. Dispatch received by Unit 152. He is the couple's business partner. Mark Waid, couple's business partner, inside the comic shop. Tearing up the business inside. Yeah. They're leaving. There they are. Mark Waid, what's he wearing? He's wearing jeans and a black leather jacket. I'm sure he looked cool. Not sure how he got there, whether on foot or vehicle. They're not sure if Mark Waid is gonna run, if he's gonna leave, if he's on foot or in a vehicle. What do we do? So this is fascinating. This is absolutely terrific. This is the first piece. This is the taste. This is the prequel to the tape that is coming tomorrow. I believe it's coming tomorrow. That's what we keep getting delays. We keep hearing delays, but they're giving us little bits and pieces and tastes of what's going on. And we should also have the transcript as well. But my God, this is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. Description: fat, bald, short, wearing a black leather jacket and jeans, looking like the Fonz. Looking like the Fonz. Yeah. Unbelievable. No, I don't feel like I need to block this phone number. I'm sure it's not real anymore. I'm sure it's changed. This was years ago. Okay. Very good. Let me read some super chats here. It is coming, guys. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Nick Ricada is working hard on getting this thing settled up. He's trying to get the audio. It's hard to find. I mean, this was just, a regular thing that happened, to the police. To the police, this was no big deal. They didn't realize how important this event was. Of course, they store everything. I'm sure that this is going to be historic. It's going to be absolutely historic. All right. Let's see here. Let me read a couple super chats. Talk to you guys in the chat. See what you think for a minute. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, he looks like George Costanza, and he's throwing shit like an orangutan. Cops, if you see George Costanza throwing things at a black couple, yeah, open fire. I don't know. Bagel Goose, thanks for $2. Invite Tug. Yeah, I would invite Tug. That's not a bad idea. Let's get Tug in here to talk about what's next here. Alex Jones, JR, $2. Russian hacking. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. I don't know why the audio didn't work. I have no idea why the audio didn't work initially. That was irritating. I just kind of unplugged my microphone and replugged it in, and I guess suddenly it worked again. Sorry about that. That is definitely boomer. It's boomer time. All right, hold on. I'm going to send Tug this invite so he can get in here. If he can get in here, he'll get in here when he can. That is the thing. I would love to talk to him about this. And I don't know if he's in the chat. Tug, if you're in the chat, here comes the link. Do come in here. We got 2,068 people watching right now. Now will be a good time to and good place to tell your story. And also, let's promote your new channel. Okay. All right. So he's got the link now. He can come in when he wants. Where was I? Oh yeah. Red User 1 gave a shout out to Cap'n today in the stream. He's hating. Cap'n is hating. All right. Well, hi Cap'n. Cars in Depth, $2. Tug got doxxed and threatened at work. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. Hey Tug, are you there?
Hey there, I'm here. I'm getting in here real quick. Yeah, I just heard you call for it. I was like, I know you're in a rush. So
no, I'm not. We're good. We're good. I want to be off the air by 8:30, so we got plenty of time.
Okay.
Okay. So let me read the rest of these, and then we're gonna get to what happened to you. Grendel Fan 84. Thanks for $4.99. How long before Mark Waid starts demanding his lawyer to shut down Zach's GoFundMe? I don't think he's got the ability to do that. It's perfectly legal. That umbrella guy. Here's your super chat. Thanks for $5, Tug. I appreciate that. Hey there. EVS did talk to me about my work docs before I let everyone know it and kept it confidential. I want people to know there was support. Of course there is, pal.
Yeah. I mean, well, people were making it like, oh, there was no support. I was like, no, it was kept confidential because I didn't ask for it to be thrown out there. So I just want people to know that.
Yeah, we had to strategize a response to it, and that was the thing. Yana Huel, you should copy Mark Waid's GoFundMe update to Zach's and just replace misogyny with bullying and transphobia with tortious interference. Alec Munoz, the only way Waid wins is with a commie judge. Larry Bernard, is it possible Mark Waid might have some sort of neurological developmental disabilities and not understand human emotions? Yeah, it's entirely possible. In fact, it's got to be probable at this point. Darth Bobcat, Ricada says this 75,000 is the threshold for federal court. Yeah, he did say that. I think damages implicit in that is the damages to diversity in comics, your boy Zach, much higher in the six figures. 75,000 is just, yeah, that's the basic. You have to ask for at least that in order to to file this complaint. Michael, $2. Fix this now. Did you see that, Umbrella Guy? Did you see Mark Waid's fix this now? Fucking fix this.
Mark Waid, he's like a damn circus clown. You know, he's really funny.
Lucifer Love Monkey, hey Tug, update on Marvel Girl dolls. My local Target does not seem to have sold any.
All right. Yeah. We were talking about, I don't know if you've seen those, I don't know if you've seen all the different Marvel dolls that have been coming out and all that.
What are they?
Oh man, they've got like America Chavez, they have Squirrel Girl, all of these, you know.
They make dolls like Barbie dolls of those awful SJW
like Barbie dolls. Yeah.
Oh God.
They're actually much better looking than the I was hoping that you would get one, you know, that looked like it had been stepped on. Like maybe you could take one that looks like the Squirrel Girl doll and turn it into one like it looks like in the comic book. You know, it would probably take a blowtorch and something else, but you could probably do it.
Hey, before we go any further, what's the name of your new channel?
It is The Umbrella Guy, you know, all together, The Umbrella Guy.
The Umbrella Guy. All right, now I'm gonna just put this out real quickly here so that you guys in the chat understand. 2,086 people watching. These NPC, and I use that term advisedly, Umbrella Guy. NPC scumbags. I don't use that advisedly, but I'll do it anyway. NPC scumbags basically got Umbrella Guy's live streaming channel taken down, at least for 3 months. There's a 3-month penalty. Now that's going to cost you money. That's going to cost you income, and they knew that. They did that on purpose. They did that to hurt you and your family. The only proper response to that is to actually start a new channel. But in order to do that, in order to become monetizable and receive super chats, you need as many subscribers as possible right out of the gate. It takes a while to build up 1,000 subscribers. It takes a while to build up 10,000 subscribers. And what were you at on your channel?
I've got 1,600 actually so far. So,
oh no, I mean on your original channel.
Oh, my original channel. Oh, it's got 10,400 or 10,000, almost 10,500.
Yeah, it takes a while to get that far. It takes a while to have that kind of a presence on YouTube. It's a long, hard climb, and they took that away from you for 3 months. And so, what can we do? Do what you did, which is to build a new channel.
And it actually is an older channel, you know, so just to put this, like when people want to go flag, you can't technically build a new channel. What you do, if you want to preemptively do this, build 2 channels and then you have a backup later on. So I had one right beside my other one. It's older. It may even predate my other one, but I've never used it at all. So not breaking any YouTube rules there by having it.
Oh, that's good news. Okay. So everyone go subscribe, all 2,100 people. Please go subscribe to The Umbrella Guy right now, and just, I mean, let's get, you know, I want to kind of circumvent this penalty that he's got to endure because he doesn't deserve it. He doesn't deserve to be, you know, put in timeout for 3 months. So he can't make, this adds up to a lot of money when you're doing live streams every day and you're bringing people the news and entertainment every day. You guys are so kind. You send me super chats. Look, you just sent me $7 more. This money all adds up over the course of a month, and it can really pay some bills for people. It becomes a part-time job. So again, I don't know what it is with SJWs and interfering with people's livelihoods, but we do need to point it out. We need to make each other aware of it and respond as best as we can. All right, so let's talk about what happened.
Do you want me to start into that then? You want me to?
Well, I'll start off by saying that you approached me 5 days ago, and said that you feared that you had been doxxed. What was the story? What happened?
So, you know, I had, like, this sounds terrible. It sounds like a country music song. So I had surgery last Saturday. I had my appendix rupture. This is after 5 weeks of horrible. I've been to the ER 4 times. My appendix ruptures, but I get to the ER. I'm like, all right. So after I'm leaving 2 days later, I get the flag on my YouTube. I'm like, son of a bitch, this can't go any worse. And yeah, it can. So I get contacted. I'm on a work release for 7 days. I can't go back until today, actually. I get a call and I'm told that I need to have a meeting. And, it seems really weird because they want me to come in and talk about something, even though I can't technically be there. So I'm like, oh, okay. Well, then I have somebody talk to me and tell me in confidence that that somebody had reported the idea that they went through this whole scenario about somebody. Again, they didn't tell me. They said somebody in the company, and I know that's talking about me, was reported to be an online harassment, online hate mob. I thought, oh shit, here we go.
That sounds familiar. That sounds like we know where that's coming from.
Yep. And I heard the racism, the phobia, all of those words, they're popping up, and they give me like this really short thing of it, and I'm thinking, holy crap. Now, I don't talk about my job, but I will say I'm in a very liberal field, and I'm not in academics, not that liberal, and not in entertainment, but it's a liberal enough field. And I thought, when I heard that, I thought,
soybeans. Is it soy?
So
yeah, you a soy farmer?
Yeah, that's what I am. You caught me. Damn. It's the most.
That's the most liberal field.
Yeah, that would be the most liberal. One day I tripped, and I became that umbrella girl. No, wait. But so within that, I thought, depending on how they spun it, how good they did, because this is the initial hit, I thought 20% chance I don't have a job come Tuesday. I mean, seriously, that's
terrifying.
20%. I thought 80-20. Yeah. And so I contacted you because you've dealt with this stuff. See, like, this is something that I don't think anybody can process, including myself. I don't think I can process correctly. Like yourself, diversity in comics, all these hit pieces and stuff, they're aimed at your life. They are there to destroy your life, not just your reputation, but your occupation. They're there to destroy your life. And, until you get a little taste of that, you really don't know what that feels like. It's a horrible, horrible fucking feeling, So I strategized. I said I'm supposed to be recuperating this whole time too. I'm supposed to be recuperating from surgery, and I'm worrying all weekend long about, oh my God, how is this going to go? So a few interesting tidbits. I'm being somewhat number one. I haven't seen my docs hit online yet. I'm waiting for it. Somebody has it because I know that they made contact. They had a conversation. The workplace that I have not pushed them for information because I don't want to. I'm still standing. I'm happy. So long story short, I am at least. I still have a job, but during this, I know that contact was made. They brought up 2 articles. They brought up the inverse article we always see, but they also brought up a Sandwich Boy article from Polygon, which is not a very known one. I thought that was kind of maybe a giveaway for maybe who that is. And they brought up, there were 2 calls actually made. They used the descriptor he, and they seem to imply she, but then almost backed away from it. So I don't know if it was a guy or a person that sounds like a guy. I'm not really sure within that. I'm gonna try to clarify that next week when I feel more comfortable, after the fact. But again, I did not want to press them any harder. It was a long meeting. I sat in there for an hour and I squirmed. And I thought at certain points during that, the one thing that I will say first, nice try, a really nice try. But if you're going to try to hit people with articles, maybe you should have one that features them. Maybe that would have been good. And none of them featured me. So there are a few out there, but none of these did feature me. So.
Yeah, this is their weapon. I mean, one of their main weapons is to actually write. See, they're very careful. They set up all of these fake garbage tier journalism sites, quote unquote, all over the internet. They've got Polygon, they've got all of these, they've got CBR, they got all these terrible places, Daily Beast, that'll basically publish these garbage hit pieces. Now that is power. That's incredible power because they can write the narrative out. just the way that they want to. They can say whatever they want. That Inverse article is a piece of filth. I mean, it is 100% garbage. It is wrong. It is 100% wrong in every way. Fact free, I would call it. Kindly, generously, I'd call it fact free.
Very, very generously there. I like how they manipulate descriptors. They'll say like, we attack women, people of color, left-leaning people, and they go down this list, and it pretty much includes everyone in comic books, unless you're a person they don't like. That's pretty much how they word everything.
Yeah, and I don't recall harassing women except for my wife. I don't recall harassing people of color or anything like that. I've tried to engage these people in conversation. It doesn't work. I now will answer them with scorn on Twitter, but I don't harass anyone, and I don't. I think that this, I think Comicsgate has really become a very positive and powerful movement. We don't have time for that. We don't have time to harass people. We're busy trying to get rich. We're busy trying to build a comic book industry that makes comics that people want to buy. We don't have time to do any of this. I think that all of these accusations are so disingenuous and so false and clearly set up to destroy the people that they agree with. By the way, over comic books. This is over comic books. I mean, step back and think about it. You want to destroy people's life. They set out to destroy your life, and you've got kids.
And okay, I'm going to say this. I want to preface this by, I'm not asking for money when I say this. I'm just being transparent when I say this. Okay. They cost me money because the way around holidays, we get what I would call bump raises. And, this right here, it will cost me a significant amount of money with that. And I'm still standing. I have a job. I'm happy about that. And again, I'm not like holding a cup out or anything, but they did. I mean, when you get involved in this stuff, these people, it sounds good and all, but you really should know what you're getting involved with when you start speaking up. They will do everything they can. They hit my YouTube. They went after my income, and then they hit my job. They went after my income again within the same week. So it seems very, very coordinated, very planned.
Well, it is. I mean, this is, again, it's culture war. They have claimed the comic book industry. Those of you listening, they planted their weirdo commie flag in the comic book industry. They are commie hate. We are Comicsgate. They are out there. They are here to get rid of any opposing voices, and they'll do it however they want. I told Diversity in Comics, I said, you're going to have to accept the fact that you are a political figure now. I mean, that's who you are. I know that you think that you can, straddle the line, but you can't. You're either in it or they're going to destroy you. So you get in with both feet and fight back, or they will continue to Jim Jeffries show you into oblivion. Be prepared. Be prepared for this. Just accept the fact that that's who you are. Now, on the other hand, you, Umbrella Guy, are, and I say this with love, you're a very kind, mild, moderate, sensible critic for Comicsgate. You are not out there bomb throwing. You're not out there causing trouble. You're not out there hurting people's feelings. You are examining the numbers for the most part and talking about the financial problems that the comic book industry has. You're very, very good at that, and that's one of my favorite aspects of your channel. When you go, okay, the reports are in, and let's sit down and review them, and let's see what this all means. That's what you're doing. You criticize comic books, you criticize what's going on, but I've never seen you attack someone. And for them to choose to pour their energy into ruining your life over comic books and over your little side hobby, that's what this is to you. It's a side job, but it's mostly a hobby of criticizing comic books. For them to try to ruin your life for that, how fucking important is their stake in this industry?
When they take these shots too, okay, it reminds me, I never really thought about this until lately. If you think about when we talk about Antifa, we talk about the guy getting bike locked in the head. The guy that got bike locked in the head, he wasn't a guy he wasn't throwing bombs on either side. He was the guy trying to say, hey, let's be calm. And you know what he got? He got a bike lock in the head for it. So maybe, when you join in, maybe you do need to throw the bombs every now and then. Maybe they have definitely, they have taken, again, I have certain things that I consider lines that I don't cross, but because I'm making points a certain way. But they have definitely emboldened, and they've definitely made me want to cover it more. If I was getting tired of anything, I'm definitely not tired. I'm wide awake now. I'm fucking wide awake.
Yeah. Everyone needs to open their eyes that way, get energized about this. And this is, luckily, while this is happening to you, and I hope, I think the worst of it's behind you now. I hope we are going to do everything we can to find out who it was that was responsible for doxing you. And then we will publicly shame them, because not their own people will not claim them. The SJWs, most of them, are going to cower over these accusations. They are going to say, we're going to say, your people just doxed the umbrella guy. What do you have to say for yourselves? They did this using the language that you explicitly use on Twitter. Whatever it was that you've been saying, all of this gibberish, oh, they're part of a hate group. They use that kind of language to call up his boss and try to get him removed from his job. Obviously they have his personal information. Where did they get it? I don't have your personal information. I don't know your name.
No.
I don't even know where you live.
There were crazy theories too, like, oh, who doxed that umbrella guy, EVS. I was like, what are you people crazy? It's one of them. They're the bad guys.
They're very Machiavellian. We were just talking about their theory. We just debunked their theory that Richard Meyer is taking out $10,000 from his account and then re-putting it into his fundraiser under assumed names. They're so stupid. They're so stupid. What is that called when what's that thing called when they say, hey, the most obvious explanation is probably the right one?
What? Occam's razor?
Yeah. Occam's razor. Take a shave, you guys, with Occam's razor. You're ridiculous. No, that's not how we operate here. That's not what we're doing. We're not the ones who are trying to assert some dishonest political point. We're just trying to do comics, and we're trying to point out, where comics are going wrong. But we're not trying to do that. That's not us. That's you. And it's revealing that people would actually even say that. Now I'm thinking anyone on their side who complains about having been doxxed, I have to assume, I have to question, are they doing it to themselves?
Yeah, I mean, if you use
never occurred to me.
Yeah. Not only that, okay, they always complain. They say on these counts that say, I work for Marvel, I do this and that. Well, there's a separation, there's a separation in professional and personal. This is my personal account. So they took me. I don't have anything connected to me. In fact, like you said, I don't feel like I cross many lines at all, except I talk about bad behavior that they show. But I have this totally personal account. They want to tie it to profession, but they don't want to be tied to profession when they talk about it on an account that mentions it. So, okay, let's see. If they want to play by those same rules, then, they need to be beholden to them.
It's dangerous. It's dangerous. It's a lot of people who would have their lives disrupted over that.
I thought, again, what they did here is they attacked my family. They attacked my home. I have a 5-year-old. She just had a birthday. They attacked my kid. Right. They did deplatform my secondary, my hobby. It is also, like you said, you bring news, people like it. They support your channel and stuff. It grows. They took that away right before Christmas. Lovely, lovely, yeah. Lovely people.
Beautiful. So what can we do to respond to this? What can the 2,205 people listening right now? Can you believe that? It's great. What can we do about it? Well, here's what the people that are watching and listening can do. If you're watching this on a replay or if you're watching this live, first thing that you can do in answer to that is going to cost you absolutely nothing. Go to The Umbrella Guy, subscribe to his channel. It's all one word, The Umbrella Guy. Subscribe to his channel. It's a live streaming channel. And hit the bell for notifications. Attend his chats. If you have a question for him, he puts on a great show. Super chat him something. Make sure that these people do not affect his livelihood. He's not going to say this. I'm going to say this. Send him some super chats. Make sure that he actually is rewarded for this, for standing up to these people. Do that. Do that. But at the very least, subscribe to his channel. Make it grow so that he's able to enter into live streaming capabilities. Second thing that you can do, the link is in the description. We are raising funds for what is going to be a pivotal lawsuit, the most important lawsuit in comic book history, I would say. Uh,
This is important too. Actually, I went back and forth on how to pitch this. Zach he should not be number one. He should not be asked to reach in his own pocket and take away the profits that he got off of his book. While Mark Waid goes in, he destroys not one contract here, but he has destroyed multiple contracts. He's gone out. There are so many stories that are out there about him. We're uncovering new ones almost every day, and he is being funded by the comic industry. They want to continue this terrible, terrible behavior there. They want to do it with impunity. And no, they can't. You need to slap that hand, you need to tell them, hell no. You need to make it, you need to make it sting. And that's what Zach's doing, but he shouldn't have to do that alone. He shouldn't have to pay for that alone.
No, he shouldn't. And I think everyone who is donating, wow, $100 donation here. Jeez, everyone's being very. See, this is people reaching deep and saying, no, I want to make a statement here too. I want my voice heard here. I've got money. I'm going to donate it to this. This money is all going to be used. You know what it's for? It's so that Zach can bring this to trial. Now, most people under these circumstances go, God, a lawsuit is expensive. So they settle. They settle. And they settle so that they don't have to go through the agony of a lawsuit. They settle so that a judge doesn't have to decide. Mark Waid, it's in his interest to settle. He's going to want to settle. And one of the terms he's going to ask for when he settles, he'll say, I'll give you the $75,000, but you're going to sign a non-disclosure agreement. We've already seen that he did that. He did that to Shannon Pierce-Outlaw. He did that to her. He said, you're not allowed to talk. You're going to sign an NDA. So you're not going to talk about the terms of this lawsuit, this outcome, or anything like that. And then Zach's going to have to get on the air and go, yep, the lawsuit's over, guys, but I can't talk about how it ended. Bullshit. No, absolutely not. And he would have to do that because he would run out of money. He's not rich. He's got the money he made from his book. So much of that. I mean, well, listen, he spent Tug, he got completely out of debt. Did you know that? He paid off his car. He paid his credit cards.
Actually, I do want to say this too about Zach. Like, Zach is a very normal, very cool guy. I never interacted with him before, after a little while, but I decided to initiate contact with him. And I mean, Zach is actually very supportive about stuff. He's obviously very live stream shy, but he is, he is very supportive of everyone else too. So I think it's only fair to be supportive of him, but I'm glad he got out of debt. That's great.
Hey, Joe Marone just sent $5 for Tug. Tug, I will send that to you. Don't send me the money that goes into my bank account. Wait, go to one of his live streams. Give him that money. Don't send it to me. I can't. There's no real way for me to give that to him.
Yeah, he won't be able to tell the difference. I mean, that's they take a percentage there. I mean, that's not even fair to ask. Because you can't tell, like, after the percentage and everything else that YouTube takes, you can't tell one from the other.
No, Joe, don't say sorry. I appreciate the thought. But yeah, just go to Umbrella Guy. Send him some live streams with some good questions, good comments. Get them read out. Get people excited about the new channel. So anyway, back to this. That's what this is about. I've pushed it to $100,000. We passed the $75,000 initial goal. I pushed it to 6 figures, bitch. Hashtag 6 figures, young lady. If you're a gentleman, it's hashtag 6 figures, young lady, not 6 figures, bitch. 100,000, and we're going to keep it going. I want to have this be our war chest. Anyone who has $10 now, today, later, next month, whatever, throw it in here, and let's watch this number grow. What do we get out of this? What do we get? Oh, what we get is we get to watch Zach take this to trial. And when Mark Waid crawls on his knees and says, please, can we settle? Zach says, nope, we're going to court. We're going to court. I want a judge to decide this. And I want my award to be, Zach's going to get rich over this, I hope. I want my award to be based on, the damage that you've done to my life. This is the thing. This is the damage that Mark Waid has made it so that Zach can have no career in comic books. What does that amount to? How much money is that he just took away from Zach? Because he doesn't, hey, I'm just warning you. I thought I'd warn you. There are people that are going to be upset. No. Zach absolutely deserved a career in comics. He'd earned it. He had arranged it. He had a contract to be able to publish his comic book through a fairly well-known independent publisher. He had that stripped away from him for no good reason. No reason at all, by Mark Waid. And that this lawsuit needs to go to court. Mark Waid needs to be punished to the full extent of the law. It's going to be financial and shame. I think he needs to apologize humbly and forthrightly to Zach for the things that he said about him being a white supremacist. He needs to apologize. He needs to admit wrongdoing. He needs to apologize to
Has Mark Waid ever admitted wrongdoing? I mean, seriously, has he ever admitted wrongdoing?
Never in his life.
Yeah. So, all right, when you said that, yeah, he needs to. But man, I mean, you know what? How many things could be settled? Like if you get criticism, you know, and it's true criticism. If a fan is irritated by something, you've gone out of your way to keep fans happy. You know, oh man, you know, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry you took it this way. Whatever, you know, and that goes a long way. I'm sure Mark has never done anything like that.
Right. So that public apology, that admission of guilt, that gigantic L that we're going to hand him, that's what this money's going to buy. That's what this money's going to buy. No NDA. Absolutely no NDA. You guys deserve to know exactly the circumstances of the outcome of this trial, of this case. And so we need to pay for that because most people can't do it. Most people just can't. Who has $100,000?
Right.
Who has that?
When he started this, I mean, you know, there were a lot of people that gave they gave a lot of advice. They were like, hey, you can do this or you can do that. You know, you should go and, you know, you should do a lawsuit. Well, how many of us would actually have the stones to go and say, okay, I'm going to gamble $100,000 on this? But Zach did. Zach did it. He, you know, kudos to him. I mean, when I saw him do it, you know, I think people will be pleasantly surprised with, you know, all of the stuff that's been out there. I mean, there are so many things that like people have never covered, or, you know, little things that have happened, Twitter statements from this person or that person that's high up in certain companies. And, you know, when you get all of that stuff together, there's so much more out there. But again, you need somebody to have the stones to go and put it together. And I mean, kudos to him. I cannot say that enough. I don't know many people who would do it.
He couldn't do this without us, though. So, I mean, kudos to him.
Yeah.
But kudos, more importantly, to this community.
Yes.
It's not, you know, this isn't anything that any one person could do on their own. This is something that everyone has to pull together, all as one, to get this done. And this will change things. This outcome will change things. It'll change things. So, you know, like I've been saying on my streams, you know, this is it. You know, whatever you were waiting for, whatever you were waiting to happen. If you've been listening to Diversity Comics, That Umbrella Guy, Just Some Guy, Captain Cummings, Doug Ernst, if you've been a fan of these channels for so long, for 2 years, and you've been listening to those videos, watching those videos, wondering what you could possibly do to change things, to affect change, to turn things around, this is it. This is that moment. It's here. It's arrived. Mark Waid did something stupid and illegal and handed us a big opportunity here to make a change, to make a point. And we can do it. We can do it. I've already donated, the Umbrella Guy.
Yeah, I did too. I donated anonymously, and I'll donate. I'll donate when I see an opening where I think it. You know, I didn't want to. I wanted it to. I want it to show up a certain way. You know, when it needs it. I don't want to. I don't need to throw my name right out there, but I will throw my name out there one time too. I really do. You know, I know people are asked to do a lot sometimes as well in communities, but this really is important. I cannot stress that enough. You know, I don't get behind a lot of stuff. You know, I mean, I get behind stuff I believe in, and this is something I truly do believe in. I think that this can show them that they cannot operate with impunity, that there are consequences for actions. And Mark Waid definitely needs to learn that lesson.
Amen. And I'll tell you something, that Umbrella Guy, you've got skin in the game. You've put yourself on the line. You put yourself at risk to make this point. And so you are absolutely a veteran and a hero of this culture war. Comicsgate wouldn't be the same without you, and we're going to catch you. We're not going to let you fall. Okay. And that's everyone in the chat. 2,251 people right now. If you want to help out that umbrella guy who was just doxxed, attacked at work by these crazy NPCs, if you haven't heard, his channel, his live streaming channel was struck. They false flagged his live streaming channel. Do you know what that means? That means he is now unable to live stream from his channel with multiple, over 10,000 subscribers. He's unable to live stream to them. The money that you see that's coming in here, those super chats, those really add up. That's a big portion of people's income. That's gone. He's unable to live stream for 3 months because of their mischief. I would call it kindly. So if you would like to help that umbrella guy, you can do it pretty easily. Subscribe to his new channel. It's called The Umbrella Guy. The THE Umbrella Guy. One word. Subscribe to his new channel. He hit the bell for notifications. Go to his live streams. Tip this guy. Send him some super chats. Ask him some good questions. Help his new channel get off to a roaring start. We want to get this new channel up to where his other channel was. And just, again, look, this community needs to just stand up and say, you can't do anything to us. There's nothing that you can do. There's nothing you can throw at us that we can't answer. So I want to thank you guys for that. And the Umbrella Guy, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you, pal. I hope you know that.
Yeah, I do. I appreciate it, dude. I mean, it's these people frustrate the hell out of us. They frustrate all of us, and I mean, we do need support. I mean, all of us do. We need the community that we have. That's one of the things that makes Comicsgate viable. I hear people argue all the time, like, why the hell do we need a hashtag? Let's change the name. Well, it's not about the name. It's about the power we have built behind it, and that power, it comes from all of us standing together. We can't be pushed out of the way if there are tens of thousands of us, just like we're showing with Zach's fundraiser, just like we've shown building channels and on. We can build powerful platforms, and we can build a new freaking industry out of this stuff. I firmly believe it. Otherwise, I would not, I wouldn't drop like 90 videos a month sometimes talking about this otherwise.
Yeah. And your videos are fun, by the way. They're really, really fun to watch. I'm a big fan. So happy to have you on. Can I read these super chats? Will you hang out with me for a few more minutes? Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Definitely.
Thank you so much. All right, let's see what you guys are saying here. Wow, a lot of super chats. Thank you so much. All right, Pindrop says Wade's going to show up to court in a neck brace, faking, like Teddy Kennedy, or like who was that guy who killed his wife in the 50s that The Fugitive was based on? That guy had a neck brace too. Darth Bobcat, new channel, Das Umbrella Air. They'll say you're Nazi anyway, so lean into it, have some fun. CZ, 5 pounds. The NPCs tried to rub Tug out and failed. Like everything else they try. Hang in there, Tug. Darkman McEdgeface, thanks for $9.99. Mark Waid seems like the kind of person to kick and scream as he goes down and take someone down with him. Something like, you give me guff for this, but this guy over here, I wonder who it'll be. I think we're sitting with him right now, guys. Perhaps. No, this allegation, allegedly. Darth Bobcat, sell Asian noodles on the Duh channel. Duffo. The War Eagle says, just subscribe to Tug's new channel. I would gladly do so as many times as it takes. Tug is one of the best. Antoine Dennison, Tug, if you need someone to vouch for you, I will. Yeah, People Circus, they write articles, then attack with quote unquote facts. Well, that's what they do. They take the articles, they write these bullshit articles, and then they present the articles as proof. Look, there are articles written about this person being a Nazi. See? Yeah, you wrote them, asshole. Paul Hassett, thanks for $2. I guess McCarthy was right. Well, he was. Red User 1, Tug is why the Wade suit must proceed. Precedent. Arc Player, Tug is wide awake but not woke. Lucifer Love Monkey. What you don't get, Ethan, is that Zach borrowed the money, funded Jawbreakers, and then rolled it into a lawsuit. D. Scott Chaos Risen. I love Caesar. Let the sun shine from his nethers forevermore. Nerdrotic channel. For Tug, sorry this happened to you and your family. Oh, you guys are sending me money. Okay, for Tug. Cautionary Zone with Ben Hennessy. We all need to take legal action and fight back. Joe Marone, again, thanks for $5 for Tug. I'll buy him a beer when I see him. Harry Bergeron, his defamation defense is also a defense of my defamation and every other comic skater. That's right. Darth Bobcat, I donated under the name Tiffany Coughlings. Cough links or cuff links? Oh, cough links. I get it. Okay, because Zach coughs. Darth Bobcat, Tug, I have your back as much as I can. You've always been good to me, and I hate to see this happen to you. Marsupial Gamer, business owner, would be overjoyed to vouch for you. Thank you guys very much. I'm going to sign off for a little bit and prepare for the High Council tonight. It's going to be on my channel right here. So get ready. I'll have Jeremy and Jeff from World Class Bullshitters, Geeks and Gamers. We're going to have a big show tonight. So I hope you'll join us then. And that Umbrella Guy, again, thank you so much. Subscribe to The Umbrella Guy, his new streaming channel, The Umbrella Guy. Go hit the bell for notifications, attend his live streams, send this man super chats. He deserves it. And we love you guys. I'm not sure that we deserve you, the fans. You guys are absolutely the best. Thank you so much. All right. Good night, everyone.
Later, folks.